reminds me it's never too late to turn around, change your life, and just do better, man. You feel me? One
Introduce
percent
the
every
21
day.
divisions.
1% every
21
day.
divisions is starting off with Dominican voodoo. I went into to a gathering, like a house. And then when I walked into the house, I thought it was just a regular, like, gathering, partying, and stuff like that. And when I went into there, they were doing spiritual sacrifices, rituals, and stuff like that. They all started with a gathering in a circle, doing prayers, trying to bring the spirits up. And I was intrigued. I was like, wow, this is like so dope. Like I never saw this in my life. And you could see, spirits going into people and they will start manifesting. And if you don't know what manifestation means, is when a spirit comes inside of you and it starts becoming that person. The spirit becomes them and they start doing
I ain't hear about this one
rituals,
yet. Hold on, y'all.
smoking cigars, drinking, talking about your life and who you are in life. And there was one spirit that came towards me, and he says, "You don't know who you are." He says, "You're very powerful, and we could use you." And I said, like, I was intrigued by that. I was like, yeah, like, I want that power. I want that. I want that fame. I want the money. I want the riches because I just came from getting released from baseball, and I lost everything. I pretty much lost everything. So I wanted the fame. I wanted the money. I wanted the lights. So they said, okay, we're gonna start doing these rituals with you. You start getting baptized. Start doing the perfumes. So when they started doing the perfumes and stuff like that, the spirit started coming inside me. And as the spirit started coming inside me, I started getting this anger, this rage, and I became somebody that I wasn't at all. When I was growing up, I was raised by my mother. I was raised by my sister. I became this angry man that started selling drugs, that started gang banging because I wasn't gang banging yet. I started gang banging as I got older because a lot of people that would come to these meetings were rappers, drug dealers, and people who want the same power. And I didn't know that because they made it seem like it was God because they also believed in Jesus. They also believed in other things. And I didn't read the Bible. I didn't know. I didn't know the difference. The Bible says that we should not be worshiping idols.
Nope.
I didn't know that at that time because I was so
Yep. You don't worship none of that. This stuff real. It's real, y'all. Check it out.
lazy not wanting to read the Bible. So I was so intrigued. I was like, yo, I just want that power, like that same power that you have, how I can just walk on fire, how I could just speak to people's lives, and I want to help people, but I don't know how to do it. So they started teaching me how to read cards. They started teaching me how to do spiritual baths and baptism and stuff like that. And I became this warlock. Throughout this whole thing, I became this warlock. But before I became this warlock, I started being disobedient. I don't know if you know what disobedient is, but
I don't know what the fuck
disobedient
that
is
is.
basically like I was doing my own thing. I wasn't following orders. The same thing as gang banging, the same thing as you were in prison. You have to follow order of a leader or anything. And I didn't want to follow their order. I wanted to do my own thing. So what they did was they put a curse on
I
me.
feel ya.
They put a picture of me into a pot and made me sick. So after a couple months later, I lost my kidney.
Oh, what the fuck?
I lost my kidney. Never. I don't have diabetes in my life, in my family's life. I don't have none of that. Heart disease, yeah, but I didn't have no heart problems. The only thing that they found was that, I lost high blood pressure. I had a lot of high blood pressure, and I was going to work, and when I went to work, I was getting these bad headaches, and I was telling my foreman at that time I was doing scaffolding. It's like I got a lot of headaches. I'm about to go to the hospital. He said, "All right, go to the hospital, and tell me like what's going on." So when I went to the hospital, they found out my blood pressure was over 200. And when I went there, They were like, they did my blood work and they were like, you lost your kidneys. I was like, how? Like, I'm fine, I'm healthy. Like, how's this happening to me? Like I was one, I didn't understand about kidney disease. And I want to encourage people, like right now, like take a yearly checkup of your body. Please check your body yearly
Facts though,
to see
yeah.
what's going on with you. Because I didn't know what kidney disease was. And I thought I was gonna be fine. Okay, I got kidney disease. Am I gonna go home now? Like, no. You have to do a emergency surgery to get a catheter, so that we could do dialysis and take out all the toxics out of your blood, and all the fluid that's inside of you, and clean it up, and then you could be much better. So I was in the hospital, and as I was in the hospital, I was there. They did the surgery, they did the catheter. I ended up going into the dialysis center that they have in the hospital, in Jamaica Hospital in Queens. And I had to be there for 4 hours in the machine. Within that 4 hours, my blood pressure dropped from 200 all the way down to 64. And when it went down to 64, I caught a cardiac arrest and I died. I went black. They had to re-rise me back to life. And after they re-rise me back to life, everybody in my family started crying. They were telling me, you passed away, you died. And I didn't understand at that time. Like, are you serious that I died? Like, I didn't know about that. So as I was there in the hospital, my grandmother came, my aunt came, and they was like, you have to give yourself to Christ. And I
Yeah,
said,
it's the only way,
I said,
man.
okay, I'll just go. I'll give myself to Christ. What is it?
For
I almost
real.
died.
It's
So
the only
we
way.
did the prayers and all that. And I was in the hospital for a whole month because I didn't have insurance at the time. So within that time, that whole month that I didn't have insurance, I was just there sitting in the hospital, constantly getting dialysis, 4 hours, 3 times a week, 3 days a week, 3 days out of the week. And finally, I got a chance to get out the hospital. And nobody from that I was going into witchcraft, and none of them came to visit me, none of them checked on me or asked me if I was okay, which that was weird to me.
For real,
That was
though.
real weird to me. So I end up, getting out the hospital, going to this church. And I want to talk about this. Like, spiritual warfare is real. Demons are real. I went to this church. I went to go visit my grandmother's church. And when I went to my grandmother's church, I saw a witch there, which I knew because I was a warlock. So there was a witch there. She's not supposed to be there. She's going to a church. So when we went to the church, I saw her. We locked
I don't
eyes,
think
and
the
we said,
nigga
we
lying,
said hi
gang.
to each other.
I ain't no
And as
warlock
the
and all
service
that,
was
but I know
going on,
a witch from a mile away, gang.
certain
keep it a
churches.
whole
If you go to a
bean.
Pentecostal church, I don't know if you know about Pentecostal churches, but certain Pentecostal churches, they dance and they screaming hallelujah, they're going crazy. But this Pacific day, this woman was there. I was there. She started manifesting into this demon, and she started speaking in demonic tongues. And then everybody around her started manifesting in a bad way. Like, nobody didn't understand this. Like, no churches knew about this. And everybody around, they thinking this is God, and it's not God. And that woman is having everybody else turn into demons. And then me, I'm watching this. I'm thinking this is cool. I was blind at the time. Like, I didn't know, like, this wasn't a good thing. I thought this was good. So I started seeing people manifest, and I started tapping my cane because I was a warlock. And I'll tap my cane, and I'll have other people manifesting around. The pastor starts seeing in this. He says, "This is not good." So he shut down the worship. He shut it down. He stopped it. When I saw that, I looked at it. I was like, "Oh, okay, this is not for me." This is not for me at all. So I went back into the lifestyle of being a warlock, but I left 21 divisions. I left 21 divisions. I ended up doing Orishas. Orishas is, you ever heard of Beyonce?
Of course, yeah.
You know Beyonce, right?
Yeah.
So Beyonce worships Ifa. Ifa is Achun from
Ashun.
the Orishas.
This
That's
is what
who I
Skrilla
had
worships.
Achun, which is the goddess of the ocean.
And it's music people right now. Literally. It's people in the music industry right now. A lot of them getting blessings from these people, from these deities. Talking about it in their
Agun
music,
and all
rapping
that.
about it.
Skrilla definitely be popping about that. Hey man, all that shit comes with something at the end of the day, man. You
Woman,
praying to
that is
something
supposed to be
that's,
spirit,
I don't know.
Maki.
I'm not my business, bro. All I know is some spirits. You don't play with spirits.
You know, when
Just
you
don't
make
play with
yourself
spirits.
available, God can use you. And praying to God and
Jesus
boom,
and God is
using
all I
him,
know,
and
man.
it was cast.
I don't know about
It works.
Algoon,
Started getting
the
them all up out
Shifa,
of there.
all that other shit.
These false gods and worshiping and idolizing the thing. See, the Bible speaks about how spiritual maturity is to not worry about and boast about the things of the earth. Right? I'm paraphrasing, you know, word for word. I'm not really, you know, but that's what it talks about. We are citizens of heaven. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to act a certain way and not idolizing things and talking about things of right now. You know, on earth, worried about this. You know, I got this going on. I got that going on. Being boastful about it. If you look at the rap industry, you look at movies, singers, people who have some type of power. You know, I'm talking about A-list celebrity fame can move something. Like, you know, look at the things they idolize. It's of the world. There's nothing wrong with having nice things, but if you listen to these lyrics and you listen to, they put this above God. Everything is about this, that power, this, you know. But stuff is real, man.
Alright, man. Y'all let me know, man. I ain't gonna react to the fourth thing, bro. Keep y'all heads up. Pray to God, man. He gonna get y'all through whatever y'all gotta go through, man. Every battle is temporary. None is permanent. Feel me? Facts.